Hello, thanks for watching. This slidecast is going to cover Smore, an online communication tool that is a great fit for school libraries. So what exactly is Smore? As mentioned, it's an online communication tool that was originally designed for educators to create interactive newsletters. Because of its ease of use, pre-made templates, and community template contributions, Smore has a range of applications for the library beyond newsletters. Before we go into detail on these applications, let's take a quick peek at the tool. Once you navigate to smore.com for the first time, you'll be directed to this landing page. The Smore logo in the top left corner will bring you home when clicked, and scrolling through this page gives you some general information on Smore and its features and applications. Up at the top menu bar, you can hover your pointer to engage drop-downs, and you can see how Smore can be used by schools, libraries, and for PR. You can browse templates made either by educators or the Smore team, and you can look at pricing options. They do offer educator team and nonprofit pricing, and you may find yourself in a district that subscribes to this tool already. You'll also see login and a way to sign up for a free trial. If you do want to explore what Smore advertises for librarians, just click in the drop down and take a look. I will be discussing this more deeply later on in the slideshow. Just a note on the free trial, you're limited to 3 newsletters at a time, and every month you receive 200 sends. It isn't a lot of newsletters. On the login screen, you can sign in with email, Facebook, or Google, and you can also create an account if you haven't done so already by clicking the button on the top right. Once logged in, your home is going to look a little different. Your top menu bar brings you to newsletters, mailing list, templates, and a way to upgrade. Clicking newsletters brings you to your published newsletters and drafts. They will populate in the gray area on the screen and can be edited and managed from here. If you have more than 3 through the paid option, they can be organized in folders and searched on the left menu. You also have the option of creating a new newsletter on this screen. Newsletters save as public by default, so the left menu is also a good way to manage this. You can see how others view your profile by clicking here, and this is something to consider when working with students and developing and implementing privacy policies. Clicking mailing lists allows you to develop lists, maybe by grade, class, or school, and templates allow you to search pre-made newsletters. You can select templates created by Smore. The creator name is indicated here. Or you can search by educators, and you can see how the maker changes, and we see the names of those makers here. If you do find a template you like, you can click out and a pop-up will show you more information on the creator. Once you go into the actual newsletter, their information becomes clickable and it brings you to their public profiles, so you can see if they have more great templates available. Let's go back to the templates. There's 2 main ways to get started. Clicking Start a Newsletter from anywhere in Smore will give you a pop-up to start from scratch. You're given some theme options, but the newsletters are really bare bone. This is great if you love design or have a specific layout in mind, or this might also be great for older students who are looking to start something from scratch. The other option is to pick a template and customize it. So let's go back. I will pick one. The pop-out lets you take a closer view at the details without adding this newsletter to your draft. So it is view only. If you want to come back to it later, you can like it, or you can start using this template to begin customizing. Once into the newsletter editor, the button to publish appears, and you can click this once you're done editing, and you can still return to the newsletter to edit once it's been published. The newsletter also autosaves, and once you see this green check, you know that it can be found in your drafts. Under the Publish button, there's a box that has the overall design elements for the newsletter. These pre-made designs have combinations of backgrounds, fonts, and colors. You can also change these design elements individually with the buttons that are located under that drop-down menu. Now let's take a look at the content elements. The format puts each element in a box, and these boxes are simply stacked down the newsletter. Each element can be edited by clicking it, and then you can assign links and play with the alignment and the emojis. By hovering over a box, features like text size, edit, and trash appear. You can increase and decrease the size there. Just to the right, you can see an add content box. Clicking these will add that particular element to the newsletter, and once you click the element to add it, you'll see a highlighted button appear, allowing you to choose where to place it. You can also rearrange elements by clicking and dragging them throughout the newsletter. I'm just recreating this header, and if you decide that you don't want something, you can click the trash icon and then confirm that you want it gone, but I have not been able to find an undo option, so you really need to be careful with that trash icon. As a trial, you do not have the ability to add an attachment, poll, or table of contents, which seems like features that could really increase browsability and engagement. There are a lot of ways to work in the body of the newsletter with clickable buttons and images, separators, and text blocks. It's all very visual and tidy, and it is not time consuming, so it may be a great option over some of the more complicated tools that are out there. There is also a place to add a logo if you subscribe to a paid plan, which could hold the library mission statement, a photo of the library, etc. When you're ready, hit publish and it'll default to public. You can edit, preview, view analytics, and access a variety of share options. Clicking back on my newsletter, you can see that my published newsletter is located here. And under the title of the newsletter, it's set to public. Hovering over the newsletter gives me an options button, and this is where I can turn this to private. I think there's a bit of a typo there. It should ask if it should go to private, not public. Hit change to apply. Other options are to duplicate. You may want to do that if you create a really incredible layout or something that you want to use like weekly, bi-weekly, quarterly, and just want to make some adjustments. Back at home, my newsletter can also be seen, but only my most recent will appear on the screen. To see all, I need to click on see all towards the right, see all newsletters, or over on the top menu. Overall, it's really easy to use, and I hope that you can see from that brief view that there are a lot of broader applications. So what are these applications? The broader applications of Smore for the librarian. School librarians are in charge of not only supporting student learning, but also the organization, development, and management of the library itself. Through these roles, the school librarian is expected to connect with teachers to keep them informed of what services the library can provide to them, be active in providing professional development to colleagues, and analyze and present data surrounding school library functions. So how can Smore help with those roles? First, connecting with teachers. It's a great way to summarize grade level meeting notes and provide resources and curations on current curriculum focuses. It can also help you provide professional development through the creation or delivery of infographics to school colleagues in areas of interest and importance related to the direct needs of that school community. Data analysis for stakeholders is also possible through Smore because it's the perfect platform to present quarterly, biannual, or annual data on library-specific trends, events, changes, and achievements. Smore is absolutely fantastic for meeting the professional needs of the school librarian. So how can we use it in an educational capacity in our libraries? Well, we can think about using Smore in lessons and projects, as scaffolding, and for extension. So this brings me to the next step. How can we use Smore in the library to enrich student learning and engagement? We have to think about the students. School libraries are the perfect place to extend student learning beyond the classroom, connect to curriculum goals while meeting standards, incorporating digital tools to enhance learning, and support students in multiple realms of literacy. The school library is a space where every single student can feel a sense of connection and belonging, and this means that the library meets students where they are and provides supports, whether it's in the form of scaffolds and extensions. So, in terms of lessons and projects, Smore is great because it's really easy to use. Since Smore offers a wide range of layouts and pre-made templates, students can immediately hit the ground running. There isn't much of a learning curve involved. It's interactive and integrative, so Smore allows the use of interactive functions through the integration of photos, videos, forms, events, links, embedding, and more. But you do have to note that you might have to have a subscription to access some of those features. Also, Smore is scalable, so it works with a variety of age groups, from the littlest learners who might be working with a mentor at just filling in a pre-made Smore, or to our oldest learners who are creating Smores from scratch. We also need to think about the academic and recreational goals of our learners, and Smore can help us meet both of those realms. For academic goals, Smore can be used by students to make reports, newsletters, flyers, book reviews, and more. And the great thing is that everything on Smore is printable. So those flyers, book reviews, they can all be printed out. It can be used as a platform to support digital literacy through the practice of finding, evaluating, and most importantly, sharing information online. And along with that, it can be used as a platform to support digital citizenship through the promotion of positive, supportive, and constructive interactions online. Along with the academic goals, we can think more about our students' recreational needs. And with that, Smore can be used to encourage a love of learning and reading. It can be used by librarians to present book tastings, curations, read-alikes, and reader advisory to students. It's a way for students to create personal newsletters to share likes and dislikes, exciting news, or interesting finds through daily jots or longer projects. It is a fantastic way for students to connect with one another and the school community through their shared interests. Smore also gives us an opportunity to create scaffolds for students who need them and extensions for students who need them. And this allows us to look at our students as individuals and find ways to meet their individual learning needs. So for scaffolds, some ideas might be providing step-by-step instructions on projects, and within those instructions, embedding video tutorials. You can give students access to printable supports like skeleton notes, visual organizers, and tip sheets on their Smore. QR codes can be used at centers or stations and can link directly to instruction reminders, tasks, and tutorials. And it's also a way to provide students with lists of daily schedules, task schedules, classroom jobs, classroom rules, etc. This is especially important for students who might need to be able to look at that prior to library time or class time or project time. In terms of extensions for students who might need a little bit more, who finish early, this is a place where if you like or read alike curations could be covered for those students to explore. A Smore can house a list of extension activities that students can choose from if they finish early, such as quick writes, creative writing prompts, rainbow write a recommendation, problem practice, and more. This is also a great place to create a series of resources for students to work through over a period of time. And at the completion of that work, or once they've worked through the steps, they could earn an award like a digital citizenship award or a classroom mentor certificate. So how can Smore increase student engagement and motivation? Librarians and teachers can use Smore in such a way that students have the freedom to explore writing topics and presentation formats. So they can come up with something that they're really interested in researching and writing more about, but then they also have the choice in how they want to present that information, whether it's through a newsletter, a flyer, a poster. This is really key in student interest and engagement. School community mentors, like teachers, administrators, and parents, can also be invited to interact on student Smores. And this is a great way to model positive online interactions and show what construction feedback really is. Students can then practice constructive online engagement through likes, comments, and replies on classmates' Smores. One of the big questions when we have our students interacting online is how can we protect them and their privacy? And there's a number of built-in features that gives educators the ability to monitor student Smores. The first step is that we have the ability to set what the default publish is. So right now, when you first log in, the default is public, but this can also be set to private, or if you want to put it in an area that more other educators on Smore can access them, you can put it into social mode. So it can be set so all Smores automatically set to private when students are working with them. Social settings, it's possible to turn off profile information, social sharing, and comments, so it can be monitored that way. And finally, with profile building, you can model with students what it means to build an avatar or a persona, so they're not giving away any of their personal identifying information, but instead building a personality that their profile can be based upon. So what are the benefits and limitations? Just a quick summary. There's a wide range of applications for the librarian and for students with Smore, and that makes it pretty awesome. It's also very easy and quick to use. There are tons of pre-made templates to choose from. It's also easy to integrate into other platforms through the use of QR codes, embed links, and sharing. It is really easy to add in interactive features like polls, video, and photos. And there is also the ability to build in ADA accessibility and have your Smores translated into other languages. In terms of limitations, a lot of it has to do with whether or not you're on the subscription based plan or if you're on the free trial. The free trial is very limiting on the amount of projects you can have. You're restricted to one format. You can't really develop your project beyond that one long scrolling panel. You're unable to share a specific series of newsletters from one place. This feature would be really nice in situations where you'd like receivers to be able to see archived newsletters. So for example, if you're sending out a quarterly report, it would be nice to have a landing place where the stakeholders can review quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, etc. You also have to have a team level account to be able to collaborate on s'mores. So overall, I would highly recommend Smore. I think it is a great hit the ground running type tool, and it gives a lot of options to librarians who are looking to include newsletters, infographics, and reports, but it also creates opportunities for students to be engaged in projects and topics of their choice, and it's a great platform to work on digital citizenship and constructive online behavior. Thanks again for watching.